Hello everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Vegan Starter Kit by Dr. Neal Barnard, and oh my gosh, this book is really eye-opening. Even though I've been vegan for about 6 months or so now, this is really eye-opening, and I wish I would have found this book a lot sooner. I think I would have gone vegan a lot sooner if I would have found this book. And it addresses everything that you need to know to go vegan. It addresses a lot of myths about the vegan diet. There's a lot of myths perpetuated by the media, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And as it seems like as veganism grows, the myths just don't stop. And this, really talks about the vegan myths, and it talks about, dealing with social situations, and it talks about everything. It talks about, I really like that he's not too rigid with the diet. He wants you to follow a plant-based diet to increase optimal health, but he does bring into fact that there are transition foods, and he understands that people will need a transition, especially if they've eaten meat for a long time. And he explains that they are out there, and he even names, when he talks about eating out at restaurants, he even names some restaurants that most people go to, and that there are, vegan options there, so you won't have any hard time. And I also like that he talked about that the vegan diet is good for all stages of life, and I know that the American Dietetics Association has talked about that, and I like that he brings that up. And I thought this was a really good book. I read this on Audible, and this is only like two hours and something minutes, probably 2.5 hours on Audible, so not very long at all. If I hadn't had a credit, I don't think I would have bought this, because it is really expensive on Audible, even though it's not that long. I think diet books are expensive in general. I don't know if they're hyping it up for the new, I don't know if they're raising the price for the new year or not, but it was kind of expensive. It was almost $20 if I hadn't had that credit, but I had extra credits, so I decided to buy this book. And the narration, I don't know if they were telling the narrator to go for a different vibe, or if that's just his voice in general, and I don't know if they told him, like, be excited, this is veganism, but he seemed like, remember those people, and they're probably still around, but I don't have cable, so I wouldn't know this. Remember those cable things, those cable commercials, and they were like, this product does bloody, 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 blah. And it was like this long commercial, and it was like, this product can do this. Oh, and this cooking gadget does this, and this, and this. That's the vibe I was getting from this book. And I don't know if they told him, like, be excited, or if that's just his delivery. I'm not sure. But I have never been so psyched about veganism ever in my life. Like, this is amazing. And that was kind of funny. I'm like, why am I getting a weird commercial vibe? And that was kind of funny. And the only problem I have with this book is because there are recipes at the end, which I am not sure how to get. I think I would probably need the Kindle app, and I don't want to do that. I think that I would get this. First of all, I'd get it used. The book used, and second of all, I would get it, have a print copy, because there are a lot of recipes and stuff. There are a lot more that you're probably missing out on the audiobook that you might get in the print copy. There's recipes, and there might be something extra that is not in the audiobook copy, but I would I would get the print copy. And my purchase was really good, but I would just, for reference, better reference, I would get the print copy. And I think this is one of the books, the first books that you should get when you are starting a vegan diet. It goes through everything. I think it's one of the first books you should get. But I think I would have liked them to go into more detail. I think like if I had known, if I had known what, because I try and look up everything. That's just how I am. That's just how I am with everything. But I would have a lot more questions if I hadn't known anything about veganism or starting a vegan diet. And this is just for anything, not just this book in general. But do not take certain people's word as gospel. Um, I'm not like, oh well, our Lord Neal Barnard has spoken. I need to do this kind of diet. Try and read everything you can about things. Don't just take one person's word as gospel. You see this a lot when, especially in like um, raw veganism. I think you see this a lot with people take certain people's words as gospel, and you don't want to do that with anything. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter about that. But this is a good book, but I would recommend you get it in print and get it used if you can, because I'm sure since it's a diet book, I'm sure they jack up the price, especially since it's January. And I hope you're having a very good Veganuary. And I love talking to you, and I'm rolling these videos out in 2020. Wow, wow. You know, if the book hadn't been 2 hours and something minutes long, I probably wouldn't have gotten it done as quickly as I did. So that's just the luck of the draw, it being so short. So I will see you in the next video, and I don't know when that will be. I'm reading a book about Catherine the Great right now, so it's a children's book, so I should get that pretty easily. So I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.